How's everybody today? Good. You know, I think when you get to this time of year, everybody probably has bumps and bruises. I think every team in the country, every player in the country who's played, 10 football games, especially in our league, probably doesn't feel exactly like, going out there every day and practicing and trying to improve. But, when you have a game like this, there's a certain amount of motivation, pride that comes from within because you have something that you can accomplish of significance. And, if it doesn't come from within you, then obviously you must be satisfied with where you are now, and that's not what we really want. So this team has responded the right way, all year long. But I think it's everybody's responsibility to go out there every day and try to improve and get better so that we have a chance to be a better team. I think you become a better team because the individuals on your team are more conscientious, do the right things, pay attention to detail, and they have a better chance to do their job, so the team has a better chance to be successful. So that's what we've been focused on this week. Some guys have done a really good job of it. Some guys, would like to do a little better. I think it's, but the focus needs to be on what we need to do to get better as a team. And very simply to ask you after the practice today, did you improve today? Did what you put into this, mental energy, intensity, discipline, focus, concentration, did you improve today? So, and a lot of guys could probably answer that in a very positive way, and there may be a few that couldn't, but we want everybody to be able to answer it in a positive way. Senior Day is coming up, honoring 16 seniors. I talked about this on Monday, and I hope our fans, certainly have an appreciation for what this senior group has done in terms of what they've accomplished, but also as football players, but what they've also done as representatives and ambassadors for the university and state of Alabama. So I'm very proud of that part of what they've done, as well as what they've been able to accomplish on the field and how they've contributed to the success of the program. And I hope a lot of people come out early and actually, show their appreciation for what they've done. From an injury standpoint, Brian Vogler and TJ are still guys that probably were not 100% today. They did some work. We expect them both to practice tomorrow, but we won't make a decision until probably game time as to whether those guys play or don't play.
Started with Michael on the left. In general, just how much progress have you seen from this defense from the beginning of the season, from Texas A&M on to now?
Well, I think we've made some improvement. I still think that we could play with a lot more consistency. I think we're a little bit of a work in progress. I think every day the knowledge and experience gets a little bit better. I think C.J. Mosley has played fantastic as a football player all year long, and he's demonstrated great leadership in terms of how he's affected and inspired other people with the example that he sets and the intensity that he plays with on a very, very consistent basis, and in practice does the same thing. So I think he's contributed, a lot, to that. And I think we had a lot of young players that have certainly made an impact with their improvement, whether it be a couple of young guys in the secondary, Ashawn Robinson. Those guys have done a really good job of helping us improve defensively.
Coach, Cyrus Kwanjo was one of the actual award semifinalists. Is he still, in terms of the years he's been in football, is he still a young player, and how have you sort of brought him along in his 2.5 particular years?
Well, I don't really want to categorize him as a guy that has played as well as he's played for us for the last 2 years. I still think he has a lot of good football in front of him, and I think that he will continue to improve as a player because he does have very good ability. He has good size, but he's much more mature as a football player right now than what he was, let's say, even a year ago. But I do think he has a really bright future and a lot of upside that he's going to continue to improve because of the ability that he has.
Obviously, you've got your own team to worry about, but I wondered what you make of the job Jimbo Fisher's done at Florida State overall.
Well, I think Jimbo's done a fantastic job. You know, I've always thought Jimbo was one of the, best coaches that we ever had, work with, on any of our staffs, and did a fantastic job for us. And I think he's done a fantastic job. I think, probably if you look at the whole body of work and the way they beat people, they're arguably the best team in the country, right now. So how can you say, and they weren't that when he went there, so they've made a significant amount of improvement, and he's done a very good job of, recruiting and developing the players that they have in the program, and they played, really, really well, and improved each year that he's been there.
He faced a lot of teams that have tried to pick up the tempo against you, and I know he was a mindset going into this year. Just practicing with that, how does that make the offense of this team better? Because they have to show the defense that look in practice every week.
Well, we do it against each other quite a bit, and even though we don't choose to do it as a team, that much, I think we're capable, and we could do it if we needed to or wanted to. But I really do think that our team has responded a little better against those types of teams this year than what we've done in the past. And I think it's been our approach, how we practice, how our offense practices against us. All those things have helped. And I think our offense right now could, go out and do the same thing, to be honest with you.
Last one here. It seems like almost several times a year your team gets a magazine cover. AJ got one today. Two questions. One, how does AJ look as a cover boy? And two, do you keep those magazines
First of all,
up?
I mean, you obviously, you think I sit around all day looking at magazines or what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, you ask a question every week that I don't know anything about. You need to come here and walk around and follow me around for like a week. I haven't seen newspaper today. I don't know what's happening in the world. I watch the Weather Channel for 10 minutes in the morning while I have a cup of coffee, so I know what the weather's going to be, so if we can practice inside or outside. Other than that, so I really can't answer your question because I have no knowledge of any of it. I'm happy for AJ, and I'm sure he looks great, but what was he asking me about the other day? Like something came out that I was supposed to be right on the edge of my seat. Like, that's all I got to worry about.
Good.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Coach.